Look at this shit. I'm out here all the time hanging out. And I've never seen this thing act this way. And I'm wondering, has anyone else realized, especially the past few days, but it's been about like a month or so, what I've been calling the decadent spirit. Uh, like say your coworkers, the you do a really good job at something, right? And so they do a bunch of drama behind your back to get you fired. That kind of spirit, the jealousy. I've been noticing, not just like in some of the news, but in the people too. Like that spirit, like it's trying to get its food, and when you like, say, yeah, no, oh, see, I can see now the way you operate. It's like I don't know if you guys can see it, but like, especially the past few days, like, I can see it. This reaction, same spirit in certain people. Like moves through them, and its reaction lately is just like, ugh. It's like it's so much just jealousy, and it's like it's just trying to be shitty to get you upset. So it's like, yes, it's just trying to get that, and it's becoming like so desperate. And now, having gone through some awakening and also too just like noticing patterns, you know. I often point out to say the people around me, I'm like, I notice the patterns. What are you crazy? I'm like, no, it's like this, like that. Can you deny that? And then just like that spirit that of decadence, it's just like, because it just wants to get under your skin so bad. But then like Matt says, when you know the trick doesn't have the same effect. So recently, at least one of my videos, I think it was the first one on politeness and manners, was taken down. I was had a bunch of ideas I was thinking about making a video last night. Can't. Maybe I'll do it later, but yeah, I don't know. Just seeing if anyone else has been feeling it, sensing it, seeing it, the whatever you want to call it. It's a combination of probably forces, like delinquent spirits too, but like it's just like it just wants to just get into your skin, and you're like, all right, because it has known like so many of your triggers or whatever, and like I say often, the biggest minions are the ones closest to you that you don't even know about because they conditioned you not to see them. But after a while, it becomes like an antidote. It's like I look at it and like I put the vibe like, what? So what? What's the point of you? You're holding up so much for what? For you? Like what? You're like a spirit that like hates life, that is just jealous and it's just like, and had been in control of everything. You're losing it now, but it's like you've brought down all of life. What we call progress is not what we call progress. Say 500 years ago, mankind, then like the person compared to nowadays, just go on like TikTok or whatever, right? Look at this fucking shit, man. I'm sorry, it's fucking nuts. So, look, it's going backwards. So, anyways, yeah, like often, and that goes with like like a lot of like bullshit things in life, or like fears within you. Just okay, fear or anxiety, or whatever. Come on, come on. let me see, and it is part of you. It's a, what is the meaning behind this? How is this helping us? All right, can we, that part of myself that has been programmed in that certain way to, uh, it probably had its points back in the day, but we need to recondition because it's getting us nowhere. It's getting you nowhere, program. And one of the things that I figured out recently is when doing the deep change, it's one thing to know, but it's another thing to get into a new habit. Instead of saying trying or having an agenda or like, oh yeah, I need to work towards this or whatever, just already thank yourself for doing it. Whether it be any effort, big, small, you do throughout the day, just say, yeah, I'm making progress. Thank you. Because trying is the intention to fail, but if you're already putting in, you're stating at least within yourself that it's been done to at least to some extent, then it's done. It's really that simple. I mean, it's not simple, but you get what I'm saying. It makes it more of like a thing, like an actual change within you, and then therefore outside of you. Look at the moon. Yeah, these people. I mean, it's just funny. Like, sometimes I have to remind myself, like, all right, like, because they'll try to get you going too. It's like, oh, you gotta take this and that seriously. It's like, wait a minute, no, the world's changing, and the way we used to go about things, at least for me, like doing the tasks, and just does not work. But the magical kind of way it works, as if it's like, congruent, I guess the word, for where I'm headed. I don't know about you guys, but like one of the main things is just like I gotta learn to allow myself to receive. I mean, that's like one of the major things is just like allow myself to receive. I mean, because for so long, all in society, but like I see it on my own personal level too. It's just not that I think down upon myself, but it's just like, oh, I don't. The general premise is just like, oh, I can't receive something yet because I haven't worked hard enough or something. You know what I mean? But see, like, blessed selfishness and a healthy ego. See, the whole world was I serve, we serve, he serves. Even the leaders were saying, I serve. It's the same thing as like everyone trying to impress everyone that's trying to impress other people. It's like, okay, everyone's serving, and like somehow it's morphed into disguised slavery while everyone's trying to serve. You know what I mean? It's something's wrong. So why not try? What I'm saying is healthy, strong ego, and this is a new thing for me that I'm working on is selfishness. Heal thyself first. And the way we're told to heal, right? Just love, blah, 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 blah. Just that numbness. I'm not buying it. No. It's more richness, more potency of life, and more of you filled in to each moment. Instead of there's these concepts that just, it's the same concepts. When you really look at it. The dogma that we think we've transcended if you look at a lot of like spiritual new age stuff and conspiracy truther stuff, whatever, it just winds up leading to the same shit. And it's like, all right, gotta break free of that shit. I mean, like, really, like, what I was saying about in the I Am Life videos, the truthers, I think that was like the last hurrah of trickery to get us to worship the God of truth. I mean, the God of truth that came in with this weapon called truth and slayed all the other gods, all the other aspects of life, because he said, the truth about love is this. It's associated with suffering, and the more you suffer, the more you love, and we're the cross, right? The truth about war is this. The truth about life itself is for my glory. It's this. That is the truth. Just diminished everything. Killed everything. Killed all the gods. But then couldn't hold up to its own weapon. You know, wait. A savior that could not save himself, and who is also my afflictor, the one accusing me. Is this like some sort of Stockholm syndrome? That, like, I'm waiting for the person holding me hostage to save me? You know, I could go on and on. Actually, maybe I will just do it for one video. The main three dogmas, just rip them to shreds. Because it's actually really funny. But what the hell was I talking about? So it's the same shit when you really look at the fundamental shit. It's kind of like the movie Snowpiercer, you know. And one of the things I got out of that movie is the system for the train Snowpiercer, right? Keeps the thing going, but it's requiring more and more sacrificing of youth to keep it going, because they need more and more kids to keep the little things that keep on breaking up in the front going. See, the system on the train is the same system that created in the movie the need for the train. It's the same thing. It was worldwide. It messed up the entire world. So then the whole world had to be like metaphorically put in this train system. It was the same system that caused the whole ice age. But you know, it's just hanging on for dear life, and it will take anything it can down with it. That's one of the things that I can remember is just, you know, the things that are the best about you, your soft sore spots have been used against you. I can definitely see how love has been used. And there's nothing, you know, lately I've been learning to really. There was one morning that I felt like I was actually really making love. I was listening to 80s music. It was like 3 hours. It was fucking fantastic, magical. I mean, in hindsight, like, I was fucking spellcasted. Or that was reptilian. I don't know what that chick's deal was, but there was weird shit going on with that. Learned a lot from that. But regardless, though, that was such an amazing morning. Just, I don't know, just fucking magic in the air. You could just bite it, you know? But generally speaking, it seems like men are the more romantic of the two. Women, they'll deny it, but when you really look at it clearly, it's almost like they invented this concept of love as a weapon against men so they can get what they want. And that's a shame for women. I mean, saying that relationship out, yeah, it was a huge disadvantage, but like, I know what that was like, you know, power movements. So, whatever your level of pure, like, the strongest love you ever felt, Do it for yourself, because say that moment, it might be with someone else or whatever, but you brought yourself to that moment. Ultimately, you can only experience what's inside you. And I mean, that chick, she was pretty sure, amongst other things, she was fooling around with freaking. I could not see it though at the time, but she was like, she was just one of those like nightmares of like women, just like, oh, what's the best way I can do wrong by him. But so, say with that morning, yeah, she had something to do with it, but it's mostly it was me. That feeling of love and what brought it about was me. So why not reinstate that for myself? We've been led to sacrifice and diminish and forego ourselves over here and over there, over here. No, over here, just act like this. And then over here, look at that. And then it's like little by little, it's little paper cuts. And I'm saying, no, like, just bring it all back. Excitement, love, adventure. For yourself, in your own way. In your own way. Because one of the things is nature hates equality. And it hates, it's like, you see it, and people talk about unity, rah, rah. That would be a horrible thing. Be a horrible thing. Just would make the whole, what's supposed to be a piece of art, artwork, it'd make the whole thing like puke green. Same color. Everywhere. Fuck that. You want like each like part of the painting to be like some vibrance. The concept of absolute power corrupts absolutely. I don't think so at all. Think of like an all powerful being, right? To me, I think what I would want the most is a friend. Something that is just equal. Like Nietzsche said, all intercourse is foul intercourse, unless if it is with one's equal. And so yeah, like an all-powerful being, it would want like just a friend, and it's a friend that like is like it, right? It's on its level, but it's its own thing. Like it's not controllable by this powerful being, and that's how they both grow too. It's just this spontaneousness and so much magic will be reinstated in concepts like what I'm talking about right here, spontaneousness and the differentness, and all that stuff. So much of it will be reinstated when we give up these toxic ideas of right and wrong, good and evil. Judgment defeats us. People say, "Oh, I don't judge." That's bullshit. I mean, like you have to go through like life evaluating and stuff like that, and judging. But you're using someone else's system, and it's just, I still see like say like a lot of people on Matt's channel. They're just they can't like say get over the initial fear of let me consider the evil. I mean, even if they're not religious, it's like that thing's still there of you'll go to hell, and or whatever, right? They can't get over the initial. So all the other aspects, what they said on the news, the government, and that's all wrong, okay? But we're still keeping the moral belief system. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I didn't like it the first time that it was brought up to me years and years ago, and to question it was horrifying, really, really scary. So, I don't know, like 12 years ago. I'm glad is brought up to me. I'm glad I pushed through. And now I see that like so much of denying what's often called evil, that is evil as fuck. Super evil. You can't see you. Well, it's not, you are not my responsibility. So, love thy neighbor. Mandate is hate for thyself, and it's also fake. Love thy neighbor. Do not be considerate of thy neighbor. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has felt it, like lately. The whatever you want to call it, spirit of decadence, the thing that just raised you to be blind to it, and is jealous of your natural things, and it's trying to convince you that you're just something, like nothing, which is really telling when you think about it. Like, and you're willing to embrace, maybe I am something, blessed selfishness and a healthy ego, especially because they told you not to do that. Even now, that's a great example. Humbleness, just let go and let God. Submission. Oh. Bow your head, close your eyes. Do not live this life for this life. Hunger for your own death, right? And it's just like, oh, we're egotistical. Well, all right. Well, who would you want me to bow down to? I mean, at least back then there was like they had this concept of this vague authority figure, but like just because you're doing it, everyone else doesn't mean. And you guys even know like who is the authority that you're bowing down to? You don't even. Do you have one? Is it the Hollywood stars? Maybe I should just be like, what? Like in your own ego, I'm better than all this stupid shit. Cause look, you guys just blindly do shit, and you don't even ask why or to what, And I'm tired of having my energies and time and resources, whatever, myself invested in something that is just first off retarded. I mean, the shit that they do is just it's delusional fairyland, snotty 5-year-old mentality type shit. Generally speaking, it's totally whacked. So for like, why would you invest you and what you have to offer in that? It's all falling, and we should look to push it, which it's destined to fall. It's all falling down. Yes. So don't invest in it. If you meet some that are of a higher type, the true nobility. That's one of the things I wanted to say too. Is if you're my type, we are the nobility. We are the new nobility, and the powerful, what they had want us to believe, this is power. It's not power. See, they only had power to a certain extent because we, the true nobility, had believed that they had power. That's how they got it. And now that we're like realizing it, it's really important that you start having a strong, healthy ego and pride in your life, and a certain level of selfishness, because you're powerful. You are a powerful being, and your abilities are going to start increasing, and the way you are, and the internal dialogue and all that stuff is having more and more an effect on everything. Every day, it's having more of an effect. So you have it. It's like a universal duty, especially nowadays, is to focus on yourself, become healthy, and say no to a lot of the bullshit, which is pretty much everything, especially the morals. That's what had you dazed and confused. that was one of the main things, anyways. Is these what is good and what's wrong. That's what they said. It's I know I'm getting frustrated, but it's like so many like few. Just they don't want to like Chris at Uncanny Deductions. Like he can see like a lot of videos. Wait a minute, this good is the problem, and a few other people. I don't want to call you out and maybe embarrass you, but for the most part, it's like, well, whatever. Fucking, I'll be the evil man. It's better than the will to nothingness. This Christianity has led to this what's the word, nihilism, because Christianity is nihilism, and now they don't even have that, and now it's like, oh, like I said before, it's like life has more meaning when there is no meaning. Let that shit go. Why reduce your life to a meaning? Like when you think, like when you really think, what is a meaning? Like, you know what I mean? For my country or for my kids or whatever, for art even. Like, I don't know, to me that's just silly. Really silly. And yeah, so I don't know if you see the patterns and the tricks, but yeah, this spirit that just comes in with like